Next up,
All
we've
right.
got a light show that has caused a lot of controversy. There is I believe it's a German light show. Has caused fingers to be pointed at FPV pilots, and nobody knows who's telling the truth right now.
Well, here's a picture of the light show.
Yeah, so basically, I put a link to the video as well in the show notes. Maybe we could check that out, because basically it'll show them dropping out of the sky.
Again?
Yeah, but it's not a lot of them, and it's kind of interesting because it happens across a lot of time. So here on the right, you'll see a couple of them drop out of formation.
There they go.
Yeah.
Bye.
And they're blaming this on local FPV drone pilots.
Well, of course they are.
They didn't say very specifically exactly how they affected them or what was happening. Clearly, this seems to be control link interference, if it was anything. But basically, what other commenters have said, we linked to a Reddit article about this. And basically, the Reddit article says, if you scroll down, I don't know if you've got a translate add-on, but basically, this is all in German. But there's a great comment down there. If you scroll down, and he basically talks about how he says he's in the industry, but either way, like what his comments say make a lot of sense. And he says that this situation is very difficult to get a permit for anyway, and it's very difficult to get signal from across, basically across the water where they had to be located. And those things caused them to blame it on FPV drones when essentially it was link quality issues because of the way they had to manage these drones from the situations they were in. The reflections from the building and the water and like all the different areas around have always been a problem there, have been a problem before, and were a problem again. And it seems like it's kind of just pushed on random drones.
Seems like this person is saying that they have inside information. Of course, you should always take that with a grain of salt. But he says the manufacturer of the drones rejected the project because of the location, and he said I can't prove it without doxing people, but so you'll just have to take my word for it or not.
Yeah, I mean, he explains how he says the drones work. He says you can contact the manufacturer and they'll tell you the same thing. You know, he explains how their fail-safe procedures work, why they fell. You know, I don't know. It's very interesting to me. It definitely does seem like it's very unlikely to me that somehow that could happen, because if you look at the drones that are dropping out, they're happening across the time. You know, there's 10 to 20 of them, I think, that fall out. I think it's like 12 maybe. But it happens across the different times and they're different parts. And yeah, it just doesn't really track, right? It doesn't really make sense, especially how we know like FHSS works and like, it doesn't really track for me. So
yeah, I mean this absolutely makes sense. This part here, the water we know makes multipaths. Building a big face of a building makes multipath, and for them to just say, "Oh, it was an FPV pilot," way up where? Show me, prove it. Anyway. Always take Reddit completely at its word, though, and believe everything they say, because anyone who says anything confidently on Reddit must be right. So we'll take it with a grain of salt. But I personally would love to believe that it wasn't FPV pilots. Would need some proof of that. So